Alrighty. Hi, good evening. My name is Brandie. Thank you so much for either joining us on the live stream or watching this at any point in time. We appreciate your presence in our channel and the help supporting the studio. Depending on when you're watching this in space, if it's live, you probably have an idea why we're doing this, but if it's at a later point, just so you know, we're in a little bit of a weird time right now. The coronavirus has officially hit Texas and things are starting to close down. So we're trying to be respectful of AHISMA, non-harming, non-violence, and keep ourselves socially distant from our students so that we can keep everyone safe. But this live stream is a great way to stay connected while we're having this little hibernation before as the equinox happens. This balance of light and dark we're kind of in the middle of right now. So we'll hibernate for just a little bit longer and then we'll all come together. But on that note, those of you who are still keeping up with your memberships for the studio, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are the only reason that we are able to do this. Your memberships support our studio so that we not only have a place to provide you these live streams, but also a place to come home to after all of this is done. If you guys are open to it and available, we do have a donation link available below if you're watching on YouTube or on the Black Swan Yoga website. All of the donations collectively are going to be split between the teachers who a lot of us don't have a source of income right now. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you not only for joining and sharing your energy, but for helping us keep this community alive and ready to come back as soon as the virus has cleared away and leave us with a little bit of freshness. So if you haven't been to one of my classes before that includes a sound bath, I highly recommend grabbing a pillow. So if you don't have one, go ahead and grab one. But if you don't have one, no worries. We'll find our way to a comfortable seat. I'll show you first. If you'd like to, go ahead and take your pillow underneath your head, underneath your tailbone, or maybe just underneath your legs. Just start to position your body in a way that's comfortable. Maybe that's on your back. Maybe that's in child's pose. Maybe that's sitting up nice and tall. Wherever you are in space, if it feels safe this evening, begin by closing our eyes, starting to check in, beginning to release anything that's outside of these walls, giving yourself the space to arrive. Not just here in your body, but deeper than that. Connecting with your body. Recognizing that you're more than this physical meat sack that yourself a shoulder roll or draw the shoulders down to the ground. Whether you're seated or standing, start to reach the arms overhead. If you're laying down, maybe lengthen the legs as well. And if you're on your back, draw your knees into your chest, rock from side to side. If you're seated, start to make your way onto your back. Drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself permission to draw circles one way and then the other. Getting to know the low back and the shoulders this evening. Eventually, we'll take our feet down to the ground. Hands released by our hips. Walking the heels just a little closer to the glutes. Seal the feet to the earth, and as you roll your shoulders back, press into your hands, start to peel the hips away from the earth. Take a big inhale here, broadening through the chest as you press down through your feet. With an exhale, gently release the hips back to the earth, and as they land, we'll slowly pick the heels up off the ground, keeping them in line with the knees. We can keep our arms as they are by our sides, or perhaps they open up into a T if that provides more stability. Take a big inhale, and with your exhale, release the legs over towards the left side until they hover a few inches away from the mat. Shift your gaze towards the right hand, stay here for 2 breaths. Inhale again. Inhale brings us back to center. And our exhale releases the legs over to the right side. Same thing, allow the legs to hover as you look towards the left hand. Shoulders stay grounded, 2 breaths here. Last one. Inhale brings the legs back to center. Exhale takes the feet to the earth. Hands can come by your side. Inhale to peel the hips off the ground. Maybe we walk the hands behind us. Walking the shoulders behind us. Keep pressing into the center of your feet. So from the inside edge of your big toe to the inside edge of your heel, ground through that line, lifting your hips. Take another breath in. Slowly release the hands if they're behind you. Melt the hips to the earth. We'll try that one more time. Arms come wherever feels best in your body. Take a big inhale. Exhale, releasing the legs over towards the left side. Pausing here to breathe into the right oblique. Inhale again, come through center, pause. Exhale, release the legs over towards the right side. 2 breaths in and out. Inhale brings us back to center. Exhale, heels and hands down. Inhale to lift your hips. Last breath here, lift a little higher. Exhale, release the hips down. Draw the knees into your chest. Release them over to one side. Press yourself up to a seat. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, let's twitch to the left. Pressing into the hands, grow taller. Bringing out the spine together, breath. Slowly releasing the hands, arms reach up. Exhale takes us over to the right. Same thing, pressing the hands, get a little taller. Exhale, look towards the right shoulder. One more inhale, one more breath. Stay for your exhale. Release the hands, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands release back behind us. Feet come out in front. Option to either windshield wiper the legs, one way and then the other, or take a reverse tabletop, pressing into the hands, roll the shoulder heads back, lift the chest, then start to lift the hips. Pressing solidly into the hands to open through the upper back body. Neck is soft, keep lifting the hips as you squeeze the thighs together. Exhale, release the hips down. Extend the left leg out, right foot hugs towards the sit bones. Sitting up as tall as you can, take a big breath here. And we'll find another twist. Right hand behind us, left hand to the outside edge of the right thigh. Pressing into the hands, open through the chest. We're using our elbow as a fulcrum, so a place where we can rotate the chest open a little more. Big breaths here. Full exhales. One more. Let it go. Release the hands. Bend into your left knee. Cross the right ankle on top. We'll just sit here. Hands grounded into the earth to help the shoulders roll behind us, sitting up tall. Breathing into the psoas. Breathing into the right hand. Slowly lengthening that leg. Figure four, stretch. You can stay here, pressing your hands into the shins, sitting up tall, finding a deep stretch through the hamstring. Or maybe you start to walk your forearms down to that front thigh. If you can keep the low back from rounding or the shoulders from compromising, maybe you release the chest all the way down to the earth. Keep looking towards the big toes. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to cross this right leg over the left, bending into the left knee, finding Gomukhasana or cow face legs. Stacking one knee on top of the other, and if that's not happening in your body, that's completely fine. You can find easy pose, stacking one ankle on top of the other, or maybe fire log, where your ankle starts on top of the opposite knee, and the knee is on top of the opposite ankle. It's okay if there's a space there. You can also take a pillow underneath. So wherever you are, easy pose, fire logs, or those cow face Gomukhasana legs, we'll take a big inhale, reaching the arms up. We'll bend into the left elbow. Right arm reaches out towards the right side, bending into the right elbow. The front of the hand comes to the low back, and maybe we just hang out here. Drawing this left arm towards the left ear. Maybe we start to walk our fingertips together, or you have a towel hand, you can take a towel in between your hands. Notice here if there's a curve in your low back, lengthen your tailbone down, lift up as tall as possible, big breaths. Let them go. Keeping the arms and legs as they are. Notice if this left elbow is veering off to the side, draw it as close to the ear as possible, and then relax your shoulder down. Same thing, if this right elbow is walking away from the side body, draw a little closer. Inhale to sit up tall, and if you'd like, as you exhale, maybe we find a nice forward bend, hinging forward any amount. Keeping our back nice and flat. One more inhale here. With an exhale, release the arms, walking them in front of you. If you've got a pillow in front, you can release the forehead down, maybe flip the palms, relaxing the shoulders. Just about 5 breaths. If you don't have a pillow or a block handy, you can simply press into your fingertips, finding that long spine. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one here. Let it go. Before we go to the other side, hands can come back behind you. Maybe we just find those windshield wipers. Maybe feet cement down in front of us. We roll the shoulder heads back as we lift our chest, start to lift our hips, finding a reverse tabletop, opening through the back of the body. When you're ready, release the hips down. The left knee will walk a little closer. So we extend that right leg long. Same thing, sit up tall, and we'll take the right elbow to the outside edge of the left thigh. Left hand releases behind us. Try to keep the tailbone grounded. And if that's not happening, maybe you sit on a block or a pillow. Keep rotating the heart away from that extended leg, towards your belly. One more inhale as you sit up taller, twisting just a bit more. Release the hands, come back to center, finding that nice psoas stretch, bend into the right knee, the left ankle crosses over top. Maybe we simply press into the hands, opening up through the chest. So you relax through the psoas and begin to open up through our left hip. Maybe we walk the hands and the chest a little closer. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades behind you, whether you're here or a little closer to the thighs. Big breaths. In and out. Releasing that right leg long. You can either stay here or start to walk yourself forward. Maybe we make a little pillow with the forearms and relax the head down. Maybe we bend into the elbows and support the head with our hands. Maybe we press into the fingertips, finding that long spine. One more breath in. One more breath out. Now 2 breaths here, just being a body, not trying at all. Last one. Coming to find Gomukhasana legs, those cow face legs on the other side. The right knee bends and we cross the left foot on top. Again, maybe we find those fire log legs or easy pose legs if that works better in your body. This time the arms reach overhead and we'll take the right hand, give ourselves a pat on the back. Left arm reaches out to the left, flip the palm towards the back of the room, bending into the elbow, the back of your hand. Come to the small of the back, and maybe this is enough for tonight. Drawing that right arm towards the ear, lengthening our tailbone down so we can sit up tall. Maybe we start to walk the left fingers a little closer to the right. Maybe we make a connection, drawing the elbow closer to the ear and the opposite arm closer to the side body. Find length first. And when you're ready, we'll start to release forward, taking your time. Keeping your tailbone grounded, finding length through your spine. Breathing in and letting it go. 2 more breaths. Last one here. Release your arms for just a moment if you haven't already. Tuck the chin to your chest. From here, we'll start to press into our fingertips, lifting ourselves up. Swing the legs around, working yourself to hands and knees. Give yourself the option to wiggle, to get weird. Send the body weight forward and back. Maybe you make a circle or a figure 8. It's completely up to you. Just a couple more breaths here. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Coming back to center. We'll extend our left leg out to the side, toes facing the front of the mat. Start to walk your hands towards the body. And when you're ready, inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, releases the left arm towards the left thigh. Palm can face up or down, reaching our right arm up and over. Gaze can follow the fingertips. Can be straight out in front of you or down towards that left thigh. Pausing here, you can imagine you have a big beach ball in your hands. Feeling the stretch through the thigh, through the groin. Pay attention to what's happening in your hips. You notice them start to come back. Press the hips forward to continue opening through the front chain of the body. Big breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to take our right hand down beside our right hip. Left arm reaches over. A little side plank variation. You can stay here. Maybe you lift that top leg. If you'd like to find a couple crunches, you can. Further challenging your balance. If you need a little bit more stretch to that front quadricep, maybe you took a jog today, draw the heel a little closer to your glute, but wrap that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Keep breathing here as you open your heart. Gaze can be up or down. When you're ready, we'll release that left leg long. Inhale, reach up again. Hands will come down to the mat, and we're just gonna sink our hips back for half child's pose. Reaching the hands towards the front of the mat as our hips sink back. Maybe you come onto the forearms if this feels far away from you. Or you can grab your pillow. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Nice and slow. After your next inhale, press into your fingertips. Use that same breath to lift yourself up. Hands come through heart center. Maybe we challenge the body. Look, mom, no hands. Switch sides. Opening that right leg out to the right. We can reach our arms back up, and maybe we just find that nice side body stretch. Opening up here, noticing if the hips are coming back. Continue to press them forward to open up through the front side of the body. Maybe you take the hands together, imagining you're holding a big beach ball. Slowly continuing on, releasing the left hand down beside the hip. Maybe it comes to a block instead. Right arm reaches up and over. And again, maybe we stay here, maybe walk the hand a little further away, picking up that top leg, finding crunches if the body feels stable. Taking a few more here if that's what your body is craving, or perhaps we'll go right into that quadricep stretch, drawing the heel a little closer to your glute as you open up through that right shoulder, opening up through your chest. Take one last breath here, pulling the heel a little closer to your glute. And as you exhale, release the leg. Inhale to stretch it out long, pressing the foot down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, releasing the hands forward as we sink the hips back for that yummy half child's pose. Maybe you grab your pillow. Maybe you just use your hands. One more breath like this. Slowly pressing into the hands. We're going to send that right leg back behind us. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the heart, cow posture. Exhale, cat, round the back, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round and tuck. Pressing into the right shin. Kick your left foot up towards the ceiling like you're trying to give it a foot 5. Start to draw circles with the knee one way, and then the other, nice and slow. Take your time as we open up through the hip, lubricating that joint. When you're ready, when you start to feel even, kick your foot up high to the sky, and as you exhale, bring the knee towards the elbow. Round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale to kick up, lift your heart, lift your gaze if that feels safe. Exhale, pressing around. One more time, inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, step the foot to the outside edge of your hands. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your arms, Anjaneyasana. Lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels. You can stay here, or interlace the hands behind your back, drawing the shoulders behind you. Big stretch. Perhaps you walk the hands down the back thigh to help open the heart even more. You can also interlace the hands behind you, keeping them there. Grab for opposite elbows. Perhaps you even take the thumbs to the small of the back, peeling the elbows out as you press the hips forward. Take one more breath here. Inhale to come back to center, sinking the hips towards the heels, straighten the front leg, reaching out. Hands can come to the earth. Maybe we sink all the way to the heel. Maybe we stay lifted. One more breath. Starting to walk your hands forward. That right hand seals itself underneath the shoulder. Left arm reaches up and open for a gentle twist. Maybe you bend into the elbow, flipping the palm, opening up a little more. You can tuck the back toes, pressing the heel away. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release the back knee if it's not already there. Option to bend into the back knee, grabbing for your foot or ankle. Feeling that deep quadricep stretch here as you open the heart for an yummy twist. Slowly release that back foot. Walk that left foot off the mat, press into the outside edge as the inside edge peels open. Maybe you take your forearms down to the ground. Maybe they come to a pillow or a block. Breathe into the hips. Breathe into that front hip flexor. Relax your shoulders behind you. Find space wherever you can. One more inhale. With an exhale, hands come back underneath the body. Inhale to lift yourself up. Pressing into that right thigh, we're gonna swing the left leg around, releasing the left thigh to the earth. Hug your elbows and lower the belly all the way down. Pressing into the pelvis, hands release behind you, locust pose. Option to interlace the hands, lifting up a little bit more. Inhale, inhale. And exhale, release the hands. Hug the elbows and press yourself up and back. Find child's pose between sides. Notice. Embrace the asymmetry for one more breath. Before we go to the other side, press into your fingertips, lift yourself up, arms reach overhead. Left hand behind you, right arm reaches for the ceiling as the hips lift high. Half circle it over to the other side. You can stay here, one breath per movement, or maybe you linger on one side a little longer if that feels good. Adding a little bend in the elbow to help work the lats. When you start to feel even, we'll just begin to walk forward, finding all of that fun again on the right side. Give yourself a shimmy and a shake in between. When you're ready, we'll seal through the left side and just start to kick the right foot up towards the ceiling like you're giving it a foot five. Eventually begin to take the knee, drawing circles one way and the other. Opening up through your hip, giving that joint a bit of love, a bit of attention. When you start to feel even, we don't have to do too much. Kick the foot up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, lift your foot, lift your heart. Exhale, round and tuck. Last one, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, kick up. This time, your exhale plants the foot on the outside edge of your hand. When you're ready, reach the arms up, coming into that Anjaneyasana, that low lunge. Inhale. Again, if it felt great, you can either take your hands behind you, interlace them, maybe you walk them all the way down the back of the leg. Maybe you just grab for opposite elbows. Maybe the thumbs press into the low back, and we draw the elbows behind us, pressing the hips forward to help open the heart. As you exhale, start to sink the hips back. Straightening that front leg. Walking the hands out, maybe the hips sink all the way back towards the heels. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more times. Slowly pressing into the hands. Start to shift yourself forward, coming into that twist. Left hand presses down, right arm begins to reach up, and we can stay here, brush the back toes under, lifting the back leg. Press the back heel away. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Slowly release that knee down. Perhaps you bend into the back leg, grabbing for your foot or ankle, finding that deeper stretch. Draw that right shoulder towards the ceiling as you breathe in here. Pressing into the left hand. We'll slowly release the back foot. Walking your right foot off the mat, pressing into the outside edge of the foot so the inside edge has the opportunity to peel off. You can come down onto your pillow, maybe just down onto your forearms. Get into the groin, get into that left hip flexor a little more. Just 2 more breaths, nothing crazy here. Slowly coming back to center. Pressing the hands, slide this leg back, seal the thighs down, seal the pelvis down. And as soon as the pelvis seals down, the rest of the body peels back up, locust pose. Maybe you take your hands behind you. Maybe you bend into the knees, drawing them together. Grab by your foot or ankles. Pressing into the pelvis, kick the feet into your hands, looking slightly forward and down so your neck lengthens. Take one more big breath, lifting as tall as you can. And as you exhale, we'll release the belly down, pressing into the hands. Send yourself back for child's pose. If you've got a pillow, it's a great time to take 1 or 2 underneath your body as you snuggle down. Just resting here. Perhaps you close the eyes. You can switch ears if that feels good to the neck. Just a couple more breaths here in child's pose. Slowly pressing into the fingertips, we'll start to lift ourselves up, and whether you have a pillow or not, you can take this twist, but it does feel a little bit better supported. We'll go ahead and try to take our left thigh in line with the top of the mat, so nice and parallel. If you've got 2 pillows, you can stack 1 pillow in between the legs. I only have 1, so I'm going to use it in front of me, but you don't have to use any at all. Whether you have a pillow or not, pressing your hands into the front of the mat, rotate your heart towards the front of the room. Pressing into the fingertips, find more length. And as you exhale, release down. So maybe we just come down to the forearms and hang out here. Maybe we come all the way down to the belly. Maybe we have a pillow or pillows and release on top of them. Just twisting out the side of the body. Slowing back down. Bringing out tension to create more space for joyful movement, for fluidity, for comfort. 2 more breaths. On your inhale, start to press into your fingertips, lifting yourself up first. And if you'd like, you can take the hand that's away from your knees towards your knees. Send the hand that's by your knees to the other side. Coming through are either windshield wipers or reverse tabletop. Whatever you need before we go over to the other side. So essentially, the right thigh becomes parallel to the top of the mat. As you walk our hands in front of us, we'll press into the fingertips, finding length in the spine, and then slowly begin to melt down into our counter twist. Starting to release the body, allow it to become a bit heavier. Just bringing out the spines. Big breaths. And full breaths. Two more breaths like this. And finish, press into the fingertips, starting to lift yourself up. We can take the hand away from the knees towards the knees. The hand that's by the knees comes to the other side. And as we roll onto the tailbone, we can find our windshield wipers. Or maybe that yummy reverse tabletop if that feels good in this moment. Slowly releasing the hips down, we'll begin to find our way onto our backs. Move the pillow underneath your neck. Take your feet together, let your knees splay out. One hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Closing the eyes here. I'd like to share with you a little life analogy. Imagine that you have a cup of coffee in your hand. Just standing there, minding your own business. And out of nowhere, someone comes along and bumps into you. So of course, the coffee spills. Perhaps you get upset. Coffee went everywhere. But if you think about it, and you really look at why the coffee spilled, it's not always what you think. At first thought, you might consider the obvious. The coffee spilled because someone bumped into you. But if we look a little deeper, the reason that you spilled coffee is actually because there was coffee in the cup to begin with. So if there was tea or milk in the cup, that's what would have spilled out instead of the coffee. We can look at this as an analogy to life, in the sense that whatever we choose to fill our own cups with, our own souls with, is what we put out into the world. So during this crazy time, if you fill yourself with fear and worry, resentment or distrust, when life bumps into you, which it absolutely will, that's what's going to come out. But instead, if you choose to intentionally fill your cup with love, joy, patience, and kindness, that when you get to those bumps in the road, those hard times, when someone tries to spill your cup, love and joy and kindness is what will come out instead. So as you're resting here in this Supta Baddha Konasana, this reclined bound angle, feeling the energy rushing through your body. Continue to breathe in those feelings of goodness and joy, releasing anything that you no longer need. You can stay here as long as you'd like. But when you're ready, perhaps you begin to extend the arms and the legs, taking up as much space as you can, allowing yourself the opportunity to find your rest. And as we're finding rest, I'll guide us through a gentle body scan. And I encourage you to stay a little longer. Maybe you turn the volume down so you can continue to relax. But when you're ready, start to wiggle all 10 toes. Eventually giving them a little wiggle and a tight squeeze. Take another breath, squeezing the muscles of your feet as tightly as you can. And as you exhale, let that go. Starting to notice energy in your ankle. Energy through the calves and the shins. Noticing the energy running up the legs. Feeling the glutes squeeze behind you. Take another breath so strong and powerful. Maybe your legs start to lift. And with an exhale, release. Drawing the energy up your body to the tips of your fingers. Giving them a little wiggle. And eventually a tight squeeze. Taking one more breath, squeeze your hands just a bit tighter. And with an exhale, your hands blossom open, allowing the energy to travel up the arms until the shoulders squeeze behind you and you find every muscle in your face. Push your lips, squinch the eyes, make your fish faces tight. Take one last breath, everything lifts up. ready to return to your body, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, circling at the wrists and the ankles. You can take your head from left to right. Finding a full body stretch, reach the arms and legs out, taking up as much space as you can. And when you're ready, draw everything in tight, get small, get strong. Take another breath. Rolling over to one side, whichever feels more inviting. Take a pause for a breath or two. Beginning to press yourself up to a seat. Walking the shoulders back, maybe taking a smile to your lips. When you're grounded, arms reach up. Palms touch and melt down to the seat of your heart. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be whole. Silently repeat to yourself, may I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be whole. With all of the love that exists within my own spirit, I not only see, but I treasure the same love and joy that exists within each being on this earth. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Happy Friday. So not gonna lie, that is still pretty weird. It's a new thing for us to be teaching live. So thank you for putting up with us as we get the kinks out. If you're still watching, we'll be back tomorrow, so stay tuned for more yoga that you can enjoy at home. Bye.